Out my ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome to the Hermit's Cave. So lovely to see everybody. Lots of people in the chat chatting away. I only got here a couple of minutes ago, so I'm a little bit. It's been a busy day today. I'm going away on Monday. Tomorrow's Tarathon, so nothing in the calendar there. So today was cleaning up day, shopping day, laundry day, packing and everything else. So I just sat down and I was like, oh wow, 3 minutes to go. So let's do a quick welcome to everybody who's in here. So Joanne Morell's the first one in today. Hi Joanne. And then closely followed by our Caroline. Nice to see you, Caroline. We have Emma and Patrice. Hi Patrice. Jackie Jacaranda, how you doing? And we have Kate and Donna and Evelyn. Hello Evelyn. Long-haired skinny-eyed toe. Hello to you. Malamia. Nice to see you, Malamia. And Emma. I think I might have said Emma. Sulky. Hello Sulky. Donna and Orshi. Hello Orshi. Tycon. Hello Tycon. And we have Becky Beetle. Nice to see you again. How you doing? Crooks Nook. Antoinette. Joanne, she's saying ready. And Jackie's saying ready. Celia. Nancy. And Becky Beetle's giving me a little ducks emoji. I don't want to miss anybody out. But quite. Hello, nice to see you. And Kathy, how are you doing, Kathy? Chris, hey up, Chris, how are you? And Mitchell, hello, Mitchell. Well, we've got some Tarathon lineup people in the chat today. I can't believe that this time tomorrow we'll be like right into the thick of it. It would have been broadcast for 6 hours already, so that's exciting. That's the best reason ever. Chris is like, sorry I'm late, I was eating marshmallows. Do you not like to eat marshmallows at the same time as watching? I bet it's those sticky fingers on your keyboard though, isn't it? Becky, Maharet, nice to see you. Pamela, Scott, hello Scott, good to see you. And I think I've caught up. What I do need to just check is that there's not people saying hi in the Facebook group. Somebody said the week, I feel like I'm on my own because no one's responded. But I have comments up on my iPad, which will only allow me to have YouTube. But if I go to the comment section here, I can have a quick. Oh, I've just highlighted a comment there. Although it looked like an interesting comment because it was referring to Tarathon. So what was it? It's Tarathon tomorrow. Yes, it starts at 10 a.m. in UK time tomorrow for 24 hours, as per every other year. Full 24 hours, 23 channels, all up. So actually, it's more than 23 channels because there's a couple of collaborations as well. So there's 3 people on one segment, and then we have Elle and Shane on their segment. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff. So how is everybody? Anyway, we all got a cuppa. I've converted to oat milk. I was always almond milk. And then I went to Rotherham on Tuesday and somebody made me a coffee and she says, I've only got oat milk. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah, it's fine. And it was gorgeous. It was so creamy and I felt like I was having cream in my coffee. So, and it's the no sugars oat milk as well. So I've converted to oat milk. Hello, Michelle. Nice to see you. We'll have a nice rainy day here in New York tomorrow. Perfect excuse to watch Tarathon all day. It is a great excuse. So Teme 10 a.m. your time it starts, yes, which will be 5 a.m. New York, 2 a.m. Pacific. Yes, because Jen over at Jen's Balanced Tarot is kicking it off this year, and I know she's got to be up and ready for 2 a.m. So, yeah, 2 a.m. is Pacific time and 5 a.m. Eastern time. That's why I said New York time, because there's Florida and all sorts down that side, isn't there? So, yeah, Eastern time. Yes, 5 a.m. New York, says Mitchell. So excited for Tarathon. Me too. And as you all know, Jen stepped in to help me out. So as it's actually turning out, you know, fingers crossed, I should be able to be there for the whole 24 hours, because things are pretty steady at the moment. So hopefully, all being well, touching wood, then I can be there for the full 24 hours, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've got Sandra from the Whispering Well coming as well. She's coming up in the morning, so that she doesn't miss Tarathon, because we're going away for a few days to the coast on Monday. And if she didn't come tomorrow morning, she'd be travelling up to me during Tarathon, and she didn't want to do that. So I've got Sandra arriving in the morning, and then Tarathon, and then a few hours sleep on Monday daytime, and then we drive to the coast. So we'll do some vlogging as well if you all want to see. I normally do some vlogging when I go to the seaside anyway, but I'll do some vlogging. This is Jen's channel where Tarathon kicks off. What is? Oh, you put the link above. I was like, what? Someone else from the Netherlands here. Oh, well, hello to everybody in the Netherlands. Tarathon is going to be so good. What a wonderful lineup. We have got a fab lineup. Oh, there's Jen. There she is. Look, happy Saturday, everyone. Happy Saturday to you, Jen. Good morning. I know it's early where you are, like 8 a.m. Yeah, although you get up really early. You're like me. You're an early riser, so you've probably been up a couple of hours anyway. That's nice, Simon. I'd love to see a vlog with Sandra and you. Yeah, you will, Ellie. We'll do some. We'll do some vlogging. Sounds like a lovely getaway to the seaside. Do you know, Nancy? I cannot wait, because it just feels like this lockdown. You know, the third wave, the third lockdown, was the longest of all of them and the most devastating as well. But you know, it just feels like, you know, we're not out of the woods, are we? We can see the light through the trees, but we're not out of the woods, but we're in a much better position. And both Sandra and I are double vaccinated. I have some lateral flow tests here for when Sandra arrives. And, you know, we'll be in a bubble. And we can meet up now. You know, we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to go away. We're allowed to meet up. I think it's still a maximum of 6 at the moment, but I'm just so ready for some early morning walks along the seafront, which, if you've watched my channel any amount of time over a year, then you'll see that I've done live meditations, or I've done live chats at the seafront. It gets a bit noisy with the waves, but it's where I go to recharge. If I don't see the sea at least once a year, I don't know, I kind of come alive at the sea. I just love the sea air. I love being near water, but particularly the sea. And it just recharges me. Glasgow are still in level 3, or those of us who are under Glasgow City Council. So annoying. So you've gone back into the tier systems, have you, Chris, in Scotland? Love it when you take us along. Was you there last year when we did some lives? Lockdown here still going quite strong, says Olga. Yeah, and different people in different parts of the world are still being affected in varying degrees, aren't they? I need to be more mindful of that really when I start talking about, we're out of lockdown and that sort of thing, because not everybody is. Hi Renee, nice to see you. How are you doing? I love being at the shore before the July and August crowds. Yeah, it is going to be busy because I just realised my microphone was miles away. I hope you was able to hear me okay. It is going to be busy because it is the half-term holiday and it's the first holiday from schools and things out of lockdown. And my sister was trying to get some accommodation, and she just said everywhere is booked up. All the hotels, caravans, chalets and things like that, they're all really booked up. So it's going to be busy, but that's why I like to go out early. I like to go out early and do some early morning walks, come back, have some breakfast, and then kind of do the fun amusement type things. But we are completely open here, but I'm still laying low. Where's here for you, Moon Shakti? Whereabouts are you? Husband and I had our first vaccine. Son is still waiting, says Ellie. And hippie therapist Renee says, still living my life as if I'm in lockdown because I think I forgot how to be normal. It's such an adjustment to get back as well, isn't it? It was a hard kind of adjustment when we went into lockdown, which feels like a lifetime ago now, that very first one in March of 2020. It was a huge adjustment for all of our sort of freedoms and liberties and things to be the pause button pressed on them. And that's why we did things like Quarantine Stream to help each other get through it. But it's an adjustment now as well. They're talking about, and it's very tentative at the moment, but they're talking about June the 21st in the UK as a day where we could take our masks off. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel. And I think masks are just going to be part of the future now. I remember hearing on the radio while I was driving to work a few weeks ago, it might have been a couple of months ago. Time. What is time? There's somebody saying that handshakes will probably become a thing of the past, because we're so used to not having that physical contact now when we greet people, that it'll probably become a thing of the past. I don't know if it will. I think it will slip back in quite quickly. But as we've always said, life will never be exactly the same, will it? Oops, the chat has just jumped. Let me go back to where I thought I was. Okay, that's where I was. Oh, Alexandra, hello there. It's nice catching you live. Nice to see you. We don't have to wear our masks in Albuquerque. Wow. Albuquerque. Every time I hear or read Albuquerque, I think of the song, but it might not have been a popular song or even released in the States. But in the 80s, 1988, there was a song, and it was the lyrics went, "Hot dog, jumping frogs, Albuquerque." Who sang that? I've got it playing in my head now. No, 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 no. Oh, gosh, come on. I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. Oh, it's the King. The song is called "The King of Rock and Roll," and it's by Prefab Sprout. And it's such a classic tune. It's such an 80s song. I absolutely love it. But every time I read or hear Albuquerque, that song starts playing in my head. Elle, hello, Elle. Nah, I'm keeping my mask on, Tar. Yeah, I think it'll be a long time before we feel confident to take our masks off. we don't have to wear masks outside anymore, and it freaks me out. See, we've never had to wear them outdoors in the UK, but we do have to wear them if we go into shops or pubs and all that sort of thing. And it's been a fortnight now since we've been able to go indoors into restaurants and coffee shops and things like that. And I treated a colleague the other day I said, because in our office we've got tea, coffee making stuff. But I said, you know what? I said, let's go and have a coffee. And it was the first time this year, bearing in mind we're coming towards the end of May, the first time this year I've sat in a coffee shop and had a coffee with someone, and it was really nice. And actually, we went upstairs, and we were the only two people in the whole of the upstairs, so we had a lot of space. But most of us haven't even had a cold in well over a year. I have to say, if new habits mean I don't get sick as often, I'm definitely for it. Yeah, that's a good point, Jen. I ain't had a cold this time. I mean, I get nasally, but I always get nasally. But now I do want to get back to some sort of normality where I want to hug people. I want to hang around with people. You know, I want to do normal things, but only when it's safe. I would never want to rush the situation and, you know, put people at risk just when it's safe. But I long for that day. I wouldn't mind losing handshakes, to be honest. Awkward things. Don't want to give too weak a handshake, but don't want to crush their hand either. Yeah. See, and it's not right. It's not true what I'm about to say. But my stepdad always used to say, you can tell someone's sincerity by the firmness of their handshake. So I always had that drilled into me from a kid. So I do always give someone quite a firm handshake. And even though it's not true, and I know it's not true, when I get a limp handshake from somebody, I hear my stepfather's words. Isn't conditioning a powerful thing, really, when you think of it? Because as an adult, I know it's nonsense, but as a kid, I didn't. So it's still kind of in there, even though when I rationalize it, I know it's nonsense. A limp handshake, I just kind of think, Oh dear. I'm at the seaside now, says Maria, and it's fab. Walked along the seafront today, Dorset coast. 48 hours, I'll be there too. Caveat though, I overthink everything. I always think of Bugs Bunny when I hear Albuquerque. Why? Prefab Sprout. Yeah, I must be way behind. Because, yeah, Prefab Sprout. Do after this, do go and play it if you don't know the song. The King of Rock and Roll by Prefab Sprout. The video is nonsense. It's silly. The lyrics are silly. But it's such a good tune. And it's so 80s. Cat. I just arrived in time for an 80s earworm. Hello, how are you, my duck? Nice to see you. Have you been out and about much? Have you been back into the city? Cat's from my town. Well, technically not my town, but you're from my, what would you call them? City limit, city borders? I think you're overthinking the handsome thing. Is he? Hi, Susan. Nice to see you as well. People are on about the masks. Colds have gone down because of having to wear masks. Yeah. Just seeing if there's any caps or comments so I can try and catch up a bit. Or she says, I always pay attention to shake others' hands with confidence for the exact same reason. Strange, isn't it? I kind of recoil when I get a limp handshake. Yeah, so have we all kind of been told the same thing? I want to go to the seaside, says Jackie. Come, Jackie, pop up next week. If you bring a sleeping bag, you can have the floor. Avoiding germs is the valid reason for avoiding a handshake, but as a woman, I totally get that the male handshake ritual and the apparent stress that goes along with it. Yeah, I never really even thought of it as a male thing, to be honest. Ventured to the canal house the other day. So weird, but really organised. I could get used to the table service. I know. Isn't it nice not having to try and catch the bartender's attention to get served? I love it. You walk into a place, and this was when they opened last September, August, September time. Just we had to do the same. You know, you can only be served at the tables, but it's lovely just to sit down and then they come and take your order and bring you drinks. Canal House, I love. That's one of my favourites, especially sitting outside at the back. It's really nice. In fact, we've got a works drink due there in July. So Caroline says, I don't want to be conditioned and live in fear anymore. I think we learn good hygiene now and what to do and need to start to go out and live again. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just want it to be safe. You know, I know we've got to get to that point at some point in the future where, you know, to build up that sort of immunity, we have to be exposed to it at some point. It's the same with every single virus out there, you know. That's what the immune system's for, but there are still vulnerable people who wouldn't survive that, and I don't want that, you know, on my conscience. So once it's safe and we've vaccinated as many people as possible, then yeah, stroll on, returning back to some sort of normality. Malamia says, even prior to the pandemic, I stopped shaking hands. I just started saying, I'm not shaking hands right now, but it's great to meet you. Why then? What was the reason, Malamir? I asked that out of sincere interest, you know, because if it was nothing to do with the pandemic, why did you say I'm not shaking hands right now? Was it about germs and things? Without giving a handshake, I often forge to introduce myself to someone. Yeah, and some people are doing that now, aren't they? You know, saying hello. I don't like the elbow bump thing. It's not really. Right. So Brittany has an autoimmune disorder, so I still wear my mask, of course. Take every precaution. I want the handshake thing to go back to the way it was in Georgian times, when you only shook hands with a dear friend as a sign of affection. Strangers or acquaintances get a nod, bow, curtsy. Yeah, that's true. And Nikki seconds that one. Hello, Nikki. Nice to see you. How are you doing? So for today, that was a nice little catch up, wasn't it? I enjoyed that, just chatting about stuff. For today, I thought I'd talk about, because we're at the end of May, some of the decks that I've really been using and working with during May, but also it is a year just over since the last Q&A. Can you believe? So if you've got any questions, then I'll endeavour to answer them. We'll do a bit of a Q&A after I've shown the decks, because otherwise, if you post them now, I'll miss them. So, hi Simon. I said hi before, but you were in your thoughts. I'm good, thanks. Hope you are too. I am Nikki. Thank you. It's nice to see you here. And yeah, I do miss people. And if I missed anybody saying hello, I do apologise. It's never on purpose. So some of the decks that I have been using and working with during May is, you'll probably remember at the beginning of May, we had a bank holiday, because in the UK, we have two bank holidays in May. We have May Day, which is the first Monday after the 1st. And then we have Spring Bank, which is this coming Monday, where we always do Tarathon because less people off works. But you'll probably remember I did a video where I showed the modding the Crystal Visions Tarot, and the pink has kind of softened now. So when I first showed it, it was very purple. It's more like a lilac now, but it goes so well with the colour tones on the back. But I'm so heavy-handed, so I'm not a riffle shuffler. I'll put this here to explain. I overhand shuffle when I shuffle cards, and I can be very heavy-handed. Always have been heavy-handed. I mean, I'm 6'4" and big, so I forget that sometimes. And I had a damage. It's not that bad, but I kind of caught it wrong, and it bent and jarred it, and I couldn't live with that. Look at it. It just, in the deck, it stood out. Look at that line, like a sore thumb. So I was like, damn. So I had to buy another deck just so that I could trim this. I was going to write to US Games, but US Games don't ship to the UK anyway. You can't buy direct from US Games. You have to wait for them to come on Amazon or rely on an American friend and all that. And it was on, Crystal Visions was on Amazon. So I have spares. So if anybody ever damages a card or loses a card from Crystal Visions Tarot, let me know, because I have spares. I just don't have a spare of the Queen of Wands, because that's the deck that I had to buy. So that's done. I could trim the top off and use it for journaling or something, but I love that deck. It's a feel-good deck. I probably do the same. That one card would drive me bonkers. Yeah, I couldn't. You know, you make a decision, don't you? And think, well, do I really want to spend another? It wasn't that expensive. It was just under £20. But I thought, well, I know here I will not use this deck having an imperfect card in it. It would bug me too much. So I made the decision to buy it again and, you know, use it. But this deck, now that I've trimmed it I've trimmed it on all four sides because there was a white border all the way around. But the reason why I trimmed it was because of the US Games. Copyright was really obvious on this one, and yeah, it stopped me from using it. Now I've used it. I probably used it for about a week and a half. So the first part of May, I started working with this deck. Jen says, I now have spares for Shimmering Veil, which is good because I bent at least 2 or 3 cards in that deck. Wow, doing the same thing. I bent one once where I was shuffling and one card went to fall out and I went to grab it and crushed it. I've done that before. Plus the artwork looks so pretty with it trimmed. It's not bordered. Plus the artwork looks so pretty with it trimmed. Trippy. It looks nice trimmed for sure. Yeah, it's such, I love the colours and everything in this deck. It's such a beautiful deck. So I've been using Crystal Visions quite a bit in the early part of this month. Did I show you the backs? I think I did, but if you didn't see them, these are the backs. And even taking off the top and the bottom, everything lines up perfectly. So, and Kelly Bear is, I've commissioned her to make me a pouch for this in pinks and purple as well. So I've sent her the measurements this week, and she's going to make that for me. I love Osho Zen. I love Osho Zen. Osho Zen was one of my early decks. I can remember when I first came to the community talking about Osho Zen, because 3 times Amazon sent me Osho Zen, and the last 2 cards in all 3 decks were stuck together. So when I pulled them apart, it tore every single time. So they ended up giving me a refund. But the last one that went, it wasn't as bad, just left little white marks. So I got a black Sharpie and went over it, and it was hardly noticeable. And then because I was saying about it, somebody sent me their Osho Zen, and it was one of the early Osho Zens where it was nice thick cardstock. So yeah, I loved it. I was using Crystal Visions in the morning, and then I was using a Pip deck in the evening, and it was the Tarot of Musterberg, which still, this tarot doesn't get a lot of publicity, and it's so nice. I think a lot of people were off put by the little book that comes with it, because it's got game rules on one side and cartomancy guide on the other. But the thing about Tarot of Musterberg, it takes place in a fantasy world of kind of like an event where there's tents and fortune tellers, and it talks about, you know, getting money out of the clients and that sort of thing. But, you know, that's just kind of like the background fable story, a bit like Patrick Valenza does background stories for Mildred Payne and stuff like that. It's not based in reality. But yeah, I really like this deck. It is a thick deck. Cardstock is really nice cardstock. I'll just show you a couple. It's Marseille based. Every person in this deck has red hair, which I'm all for that. There's our lover. Let's show you the Hermit. So then I say Marseille, they're not Marseille, it's Pip really, because they're not arranged in the formation of traditional Marseille. So perhaps I should just say really Pip deck. There is an additional card, if I can find it now. Oh, I love the devil in this card. Look at that devil. I like the red hair. Yeah, I like the red hair. Hi, Stephanie. How are you? Let me see if I can find it. Judgment is great. Is that Ace of Swords? Oh, there she is. So the additional card is the Siren. Can't remember where we were. I was in a chat the other day. Might have been Chris's. Chris, was it your live where we talked about a siren? Somebody's live the other day we talked about a siren. Or it might have been Gerald and Richard. And I said the Tower of Musterberg. And that's what happened to me a lot of times. They're fresh in my mind because I've been working with the deck. Let's show you a court card. Here's our Queen of Swords. Yeah, and it's on this lovely matte art card. Really gorgeous. Here's the Ace of Pentacles. Coins, sorry, I suppose, if we're talking kind of... Like I say, it is Marseille in style, but not when it comes to... Oh, there's the moon. The moon. The arrangement of, for instance, the wands. Do you have a walkthrough for this deck? Do I have a walkthrough for this deck? I think so. I think I do. I don't know. I've got over 1,000 videos out, but I think so. I can't imagine me not doing a walkthrough of this deck. There's the beautiful Ace of Cups. Redheads are special, just saying. Gosh, anybody with hair is special to me. Olga says an absolutely gorgeous deck. I'm sure I missed a comment somewhere. Chris said I don't think so. Yeah, it must have been Gerald and Richards. I've not seen a lot of YouTube over the last few weeks, so... But somebody was talking about a siren. And I commented saying, oh, there's a siren card in the Tower of Musterberg. Our King of Chalices. So yeah, I've really enjoyed that deck. Was the Siren the last card in the Major Arcana? Yes. I think it's card 20. Let's have a look, see if I can find where I put her now. Yeah, card 22. This is one of my favourite decks, says Stephanie. Yeah, but it doesn't get a lot of publicity. It doesn't get a lot of attention, I don't think, to others. And maybe because it's a Pip deck, I don't know. But I think there was only ever 500 made as well. I seem to recall hearing that. It comes sealed, a bit like Usi decks. I just put the sticker there when I took the seal off. But it has the box has a lovely feel. Almost rose petal. Almost. Well, I suppose that is rose petal. Yeah, I suppose it is rose petal. My hubby would agree with you. Is your hubby follically challenged as well? Curio and Co. has Tarot of Musterbird back in production. Oh, Patrice, that's good to know. Is it? I think kind of termed it as a second edition, because I know they did put a limited number on that one. Hi, Sarah, and hello, Gypsy Heart. Nice to see you too. There's no such thing as late. You're here, so welcome. Yes, Diane. Yes, Deanne's Archetypes live. I was able to catch it on Sunday. Yes, that's where it was. Thank you. And we've talked about the Siren. Chris says, haha, my beard comes out ginger. I think that's just a Scottish thing, though. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of Celtic red tints to hairs and beards, isn't there? Even if it's not termed as a full redhead. So, okay. Then I've also that's week 3. Week 2. Now, these decks, the Carol Hertz decks, I started to work with again because A, they're incredible, but B, I saw Brant from Moon Baby do a walkthrough of this one, which is the Illuminated Tarot. And I thought, I need to work with mine more. And so in each week in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group, we all share a card from the Major Arcana. And we started obviously with the Fool. And currently we're coming towards the end of Death Week. So it's our 13th week of doing it. And people show their favourite card that's, a death card, etc. So from Monday, it will be Temperance. And when Brant shows his video and I started working with my Carol Hertz decks again, I just noticed some comments. I'm going to pause the chat. I shared my card from the Carol Hertz deck. Sorry, I got distracted. I don't have many Pip Marseille type decks, so Musterberg was a welcome addition. Today I ordered Le Tarot Noir on the fly. Wow. Tarot Noir. I love it. Part of me wants to trim it like Kelly Bear has, but I don't want to lose the beautiful gold gilding because the gold gilding really finishes it off. And Malamia says he is follically challenged, but I love how he looks, even if he doesn't he? That's a shame if he doesn't. See, I'm used to it because I started losing my hair at school. And by my early 20s, it's nearly all gone. So that's a long time to get used to it. What I do hate having to do is keep shaving my head all the time. I try and do it every Saturday. I've not done it today. I ran out of time. But I tend to do it every Saturday. And then once a month, I go and have it wet shaved. Wet shave here, eyebrows, ears, nostrils, because I'm at that age. And then, the head massage, shoulders, I'd add the full works. So anyway, morning for the sun yellowy, which is the Illuminated. And then in the evenings, I was pulling from the Starlight Illuminated. And these have these red, what is wrong with me? These black glittery backs that aren't going to show up now, are they? They're really, really sparkly and glittery. But for some reason, you can just see the ring light. Or maybe take it towards the window. You might see that there's some glitter in there. Anyway, there is. So, yeah, and these are not, these two are the thickest decks that I own. And I'm pleased about that because the first Carol Hertzer deck that I bought weren't. They were really, really thin. And so when I got back in touch, well, it was through Jesse Driscoll, Carol had been able to sharpen the images and bring out a thicker deck, which suits me down to the ground. Even though they are a little bit challenging to shuffle, I can still do it. But look how beautiful the colours and everything are in this deck. I love those backs. Yeah, the backs are fab. But it's like, I mean, look at the sky. Look at all the different colours in that sky. How beautiful is that? Show you the Fool. Isn't that gorgeous? Temperance is pretty, really pretty. Look at all the different colours in the pentacles that he's making. There's the Hangman. I could show you it against the Starlight. So you see all these little stars, and it's more dark because it's nighttime as opposed to that one. So, oh, do you know what I've just done? I put half of them upside down. There we are. Found the join. This is the Illuminated Tarot by Carol Hertzer. And then the Starlight Illuminated has a darker, more nighttime feel. So I wish you could see the sparkles. Like, they won't show up. That is the most weirdest thing. Just looks like a plain black. But now they're down on the table under the lamp. No, it's not going to do it. So it has that nighttime feel. Quite silhouetted there, isn't he? I mean, they are quite expensive. I think this one in particular, I think it was £125. Was it $125? No, $125, I believe. But they're handmade. Isn't that gorgeous? The Devil. I think we can see it. Oh, that's good. It wasn't showing kind of on my end. I love the Strength card. So yeah, so I was really enjoying them as well. Thank you to Brant for kind of putting them on my radar again. Not that they ever go off, but when you do, like me, I acquire a lot of decks and I want to work with them. I don't want to just acquire them and put them on the shelf. That takes up a lot of time. But this month in particular, it's slowed off quite a bit in terms of I haven't bought any. A couple have been sent, but I haven't bought any decks. So it really enabled me to think, right, this week, what couple of decks shall I work with? And that's been fun to be able to do that. It was a bit like, when I used to do Throwback Thursday every Thursday. surprisingly, not on a Friday. And I'd really connect with a deck again because I would work with it for a week so that I could then do a full kind of review and walkthrough of it, of some older decks. So I quite like that for getting me back connected with some what might be forgotten decks. Then the third week in, really started to work with the Infernal Tarot. Now, I've not used this one much. The only problem, it's not really a problem, but it's a gorgeous deck with linen cardstock. It has started to bow. I don't know if you can, how obvious it is on camera, but there is like a bowing on it. But I mean, it's so flexible because it's linen cardstock, and I love the gilding on this dusty kind of gold, like a brushed gold, and the box and everything is gorgeous. I don't know if many other people have got the Infernal Tarot, but it is like, it's almost like the Italian Renaissance kind of Marseille style decks, although it is a fully illustrated deck taken from an old book. And I love the kind of aged effect in the back of the cards. Hope it's showing up okay. These are the backs. Queen of Swords. Two of Swords. There's our Fool. The Hermit. I find that riffling your deck in the opposite direction. Yeah, I'm not a riffle shuffler, you see. There's Strength. There's our High Priestess. The Devil's really mischievous. World. Oh, I love the Moon card. Awesome deck. So that's the Infernal Tarot. I don't riffle shuffle. Maybe just keep bending them. I've tried placing my bowed decks under heavy books. I tried that once. It didn't really have an effect, though. It didn't really do the job. I love how bendy this deck is. It's amazing. And it smells gorgeous. So yeah, the Infernal Tarot. And then for some reason, and I mean, I don't always, do it where it's a Marseille in the evening, like when I work the Carol Hertzer decks, but I can't stop playing with this deck. It's really stolen my heart. And this is the Smith Tiny. I just love the colours because I love the contrast of yellow and red together. I think it looks so nice. And I know some people are freaked out because they left comments on the video about the eyes because they've got like these black holes. But I really love this deck. It is an RWS deck. But it's, and I said when I did it, it'll be great someone's first deck. But I think it's for anyone of all ages, really. But the colours and the matte finish is amazing. I love the Ganeshan village that Matt sent me. But this one is just my favourite of theirs. I just think it is brilliant. Bright, vibrant, makes me feel happy using it. And because it follows the RWS, and that's the deck. If I read for anybody else, I always read with an RWS. You know, I can just read with it so easily. So yeah, Smith Tiny, even though I've had it a few months now, keeps coming out to play. Oh wait, you don't riffle, Simon. You knew that. You knew that. Because you was the one that noticed that when I shuffle, I have the cards facing where I can see them. Cute deck. Love the sparkly red edges. Shipping is so expensive, is it? Caroline says, Simon, I have come in today. Conjure cards. Conjure. As in conjuring cards. It's Cartomancy deck goes along with playing cards on Amazon. Oh wow. Yes. Aspasia says, I apologize to my deck sometimes. I wonder how many of us anthropomorphize our decks. Me. I find myself often feeling, even if I don't talk to them, I feel bad about not using them. Like they care. They do care. So yeah, so this deck is amazing. I love it. Smith Tiny, and I got a Kelly Bear pouch for that one. So that brings me to this final week. Ooh. My tower takeover arrived today, Simon. Wish mine bloody would. I'm not going to say anything else about it. Everything I want to say about tower takeover, I've already said. So it won't be fair to keep banging on about it, but I wasn't happy. But do you know what? Last year, I backed 8 Kickstarters, which is unheard of for me. I think the most I've ever backed in a year before is like 2. I backed 8, and you know I'm happy with all the others. And when I finally get the tower takeover, I'll be glad. You know, it'll be here, and any feelings will be gone. You know, it's like that, isn't it? I just think, you know, if I hadn't have backed it and I just bought it after the campaign ended, I'd have had it 2 months ago. So yeah, I just don't think that's cool to sell it before people who have backed it have got it by months, you know. But I have spoke to the creator about it and she has responded, so that's something as well. Another deck that I absolutely adore, this one, and Jen from Jen's Balanced Tarot has not long ago showed this, quite recently I should say, which is the Lux Ex Umbra Tarot. I backed 2 this year, Mulamia Tarot and Brant Tarot. How many have I backed this year? I've definitely Brant. I've definitely backed Brant's. I'm trying to think if I backed. Oh, I backed Ivy's, didn't I? The Feline Marseille. So yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. You might start to see the pattern there, lighting, if I get it just right. Really gorgeous. Kind of in the same, and it feels beautiful because it's rose petal. So it's similar in design to like the True Black. But yeah, really gorgeous. It is pip, but I'm okay with pips. They're just beautifully illustrated. There's La Maison Dieu, the Tower card. Yeah, so at first I was like, I can't put this deck down. Look at that. All right, Empress card. Beautiful. 8 of Wands. Try and show you a couple of others. Oh, I love the Hermit. Hermit is stunning. Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. Really is a gorgeous deck. I haven't had it that long, probably about, what would you say? Beginning of the month, I think. Time just goes by so quickly. Look how beautiful our Popes is. I don't know why they're all the wrong way round. Did I drop them at some point? Knowing me, we don't talk about that one. I'm actually okay with it. The Devil is amazing. It's got like a shiny bit. And the Sun and the Moon are brilliant when you put them both together. Let me show you. Chariot, best chariot ever. I think I remember saying at the time, if I'd got this deck when we did Chariot Week, I'd have put that in. That's the Hierophant. A Magician. Have you seen the Bumbleberry Tarot? It's a pip deck, but so cute. I haven't. I'm looking forward to Moon Baby Tarot and New Choice. Yeah, New Choice is coming back, isn't it? All those people who said, oh, I can't believe I missed out on it. Now's your chance. Gorgeous deck. I've got 2 copies because I just loved it so much. And I knew it was limited. Yeah, there's the Moon and the Sun. Stumbled across it the other day. Comes from Canada, so reasonably priced. Oh, it's called the Bumbleberry Hollows Tarot deck. Ah. So yeah, so these are the decks that I've been working with through May. The only other thing is, as an oracle, I've been using Mildred's Pocket Oracle. This is the bridge size version rather than the dinky size. And I think I showed last week when I'd got Becca on, I used the journal that Elaine sent me, and I've written them all out. Instead of having all these different bits of paper, I've written them into a book. But this is great for quick readings or answers to questions or something to focus on. If I pull one in the morning, I just pull that instantly and I think, right, I need to be grounded today, and I need to network with people around me to be able to fully, bloom. So, yeah. Mildred Payne's Secret Pocket Oracle is the Oracle deck that I've been using a lot this month. What is the size of those cards compared to the regular tarot size? Which, Kay? Which? These are bridge size. So a trusty little template card. This is a regular tarot size. And this is a bridge size, which is a playing card size. Well, bridge playing card size. So you can see there. But the other little pocket oracle is about that big. Does that answer your question, Kay? Is that what you meant, that one? Yes, good. Okay, so Q&A. I can't believe I've been on an hour already. That has flown. But if you've got any questions that you want to ask, I do reserve the right not to answer. But if you have any questions you want to ask, I'm more than happy to spend some time doing a Q&A. I was going to do a full, ask you questions, type them here, and I couldn't be bothered. I remembered in the week, and I thought I do need to do a Q&A because I always try and do them between March, May time. But yeah. Hello, Kristen. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Looking into getting the seance version of that oracle. Oh, did they do the big size in the seance version as well? That's the one that's kind of like paradoxical blue, isn't it? I've got the seance version in the mini, but I didn't carry on with the add-ons, so I think there's about 60 something of those ones. But I prefer that version. What do you call them? The regular version on the sepia tone. That was the word I was looking for. Sepia tone. Let me just go back and see if I've missed anything. I've seen that about the blueberry tarot. Bumbleberry, not blueberry. Sephiroth. Sounds very sort of Kabbalah themed. Simon has the best taste in decks. If he gives it a good review, there's a very good chance I'll purchase it. That's sweet of you to say, Sheila. Because it's very subjective, isn't it? At first, when I first started doing walkthroughs and things on my channel way back, people would put like, I rarely trust your judgment, so I'm going to order it. And I'd be like, no, don't do that. What if you don't like it? I felt some sort of personal responsibility. But yeah, now I just kind of think, well, people who know me and have followed me for a while kind of know what I like and what I don't like. So I don't think there's any surprises. And I won't review a deck if I don't think I'm going to give it because this is somebody's work. So if people contact me and say, I've been working on a deck, I'd love for you to have a copy. And I look at it and I just think that's not really for me. Maybe it follows a system that I'm not familiar with, or I don't think I'll be able to do a good review. Then I'm not going to say, yeah, send it me, because that's not fair. This is someone's work, and anybody who's in the room who's created a tarot deck will know the hours of toil and everything that goes into creating something, let alone a tarot deck. So I'm not going to do that, so I'll only ever review decks anyway that I like, or I think I could give a good review for. Simon, check it out on our Amazon. $21. They come in an aged cigar box, really different. I've already forgotten what it was going like. Tarothon starts tomorrow morning, right? Thanks, guys. Tarot newbie here. Yes, Scott. So if you weren't here at the beginning, it's 10 a.m. in 10 a.m. in the UK. Okay, so just to repeat, for those who weren't here, 5 a.m. New York, or Eastern time, sorry, and 2 a.m. Pacific time, and it's for full 24 hours, ending 10 a.m. on Monday. So kicking off on Jen's Balanced Tarot's channel. What is one of your favourite childhood memories? Oh, favourite childhood memories would either be Christmases, because I really loved Christmases. My mum and dad didn't have a lot, very working class family. Mum was stay-at-home mum because it was the 70s, and that's kind of what happened. We didn't have a car because my dad had a condition which meant he wasn't allowed to drive. So yeah, the things, sometimes we never ever went without a meal. We always went to school with clean clothes and everything like that. But we didn't have a lot, But what my parents did, they always made Christmas really special for us, really special, even if it meant that they went without stuff for that to happen. So I think my favourite memories from my childhood were Christmases. And they always seem to take forever to come. But yeah. Chris says, question, do you play any musical instruments? If you speak to Elle, fact, yes. If you speak to Elle, she would tell you that I'm a good flutist. I'll let you be the judge of that. I'll probably send you a recording of me playing the flute and give me your honest opinion. But generally, no, I'm not very good with musical instruments. Simon, where did you get that t-shirt? My daughter would love to have one like that. It was sent to me, Olga. It was sent to me by Anton, who's in Texas. Yeah. He sent me a few t-shirts, well, a few things, and this was one of them. It's got like a zip on it. So you unzip the cloudy sky and there's the universe behind. So it's quite nice and baggy. So I rejoined Slimming World, everybody, a week last Wednesday, and I've lost just over half a stone in my first week. So I'm on it, I'm focused. So I'm really pleased. I've got a goal in mind of what I want to get to by this time next year, but yeah, back on it now. It opened because they've been shut through the pandemic and lockdowns, obviously. So it reopened last Wednesday, a week last Wednesday, and I went back. So I love Sam's t-shirts too, one of my favorites. Jackie says, Simon, have you ever grown a beard? Oh, I'm really embarrassed to say this, but I can't grow a full beard. I don't know why. All I can grow is here, this bit here. Nothing grows here at all. Maybe a few little prickly hairs, but I could grow a goatee. But no, I haven't. And you know what? I think I've been clean shaven most of my life. Got a bit of stubble now. I've been clean shaven most of my life, so I've kind of got used to it. But also, when I've gone like a week without shaving for whatever reason, lockdown last year or something, with having no hair here as well, it doesn't. I don't think it suits me. I think the all over kind of shaved look suits me better. But yeah, for some reason, I cannot grow a full beard. Never been able to. Obviously, there isn't the hair follicles there. Don't know if you can see. There's a bit of a shadow here, look, because I haven't shaved for today. But not here. Soft as anything. Oh. Shared a bit more than I wanted to there. Does anyone know if it's possible to purchase the Smith Tiny Tarot? I think you can still purchase it, but people are saying that postage is quite expensive because it comes from Hong Kong. Simon, just ordered my Neo Navy Tarot deck. Getting it on Monday. Already have the Shadow and the Wheel of Fortune. I love her decks. Neo Navy. The Neo Rider. Which one's the Navy? I'm not sure which one that is, Caroline. When you describe a deck, I know what you mean. So, all right, that's good. Dart, you gotta send Chris your flute playing. I will, but you know, don't be easy. The thing is, which I'm worried about, is Chris is musically talented, isn't he? You know, he's a pianist, and I don't want to send him my flute playing. It's a recording from a couple of Christmases ago, and I did Ave Maria. But just give me your honest feedback anyway. Maybe Simon can let you know where he got his, and you can order one, Olga. Conjure deck. Oh, I'm way behind. I'll just look for the questions if anybody's put any questions, more questions in. Yes, Disney Villains deck is coming out in July. Do you have Tree Tarot deck? I don't have the Tree Tarot deck. Where did you purchase your T-shirt? Yeah, so I've answered that one. It was a gift sent to me from Texas, and I don't know where. There's not even a label in the back or anything. Congrats, way to go. Yeah, £7.5. So I was really pleased about that. Hubby and I are working together on losing quarantine. Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it? It's so easy to go on. And again, I picked loads up listening to the radio. But somebody was saying on the radio that when you have been big and you lose the weight, your body tries to get back to its heaviest state, which is incredible when you think about that. It's like, oh my God, it's really got the odds stacked against us. So when you come off a diet, and really what I'm doing isn't necessarily a diet because I can eat pretty much what I want. It's about food optimizing. Then, it goes on quick, which is what's happened. But I know that I've done it before, so I know that I can do it again. I need to lose at least a stone. I'm sitting around at home for the most part. Yeah, inactivity, and also when you're on lockdown and the whole world is grind to a halt, you just want to have some treats, don't you? £14 is 1 stone. Yeah, so it was £7.5, so just over half a stone. The postage is more than the deck for Smith Tiny. Wow. Where would you, excuse me, Pamela says, where would you be if you were on the vacation of your dreams? Gosh. Where would I be? Depends what sort of dream, because for a city break, I want to do New York. Definitely. It's on my bucket list to go to New York. It's definitely somewhere I want to go. I think I said this last week when I was talking with Becca. But to go somewhere really relaxing and beautiful and beaches, probably Bali in Indonesia. I'd like to go to Bali. It's called the Neo Royal Tarot deck. So that's the one that's the RWS that's matte, isn't it? And got quite bold colours rather than the 2 plastic ones or the vintage. Chris, I'd love to learn to play the piano. I'm opposite. I'm sorry, Brittany. I hope that you've got things under control at the moment. I wonder why we call it a stone. It's the old metric system, isn't it? Chris, do you have a piano or a keyboard? I'm sitting here eating ice cream, but I need to start exercising again. Oh, ice cream. He has a digital piano. Simon, yes. If you could live inside any of the tarot decks, which one would it be? Well, I don't know if I'd ever want to live in them. Won't mind visiting a few. Which one would it be if I could live inside a tarot deck? Probably something like the Enchanted Forest. Forest of Enchantment. Is that what it's called? I forgot the title now. Somewhere like that would be really nice, in a little hut in the middle of a forest with animals around and all that sort of thing. I like that question though, Gypsy Heart. I need to give that more thought, but yeah, probably one that's kind of set in somewhere like a forest. Stone unit of weight for dry products is £14, derived from Britain. Yeah, it comes from the imperial system. imperial weights and measures system. Talking about losing weight, and I'm here scoffing. Carne asada tacos. Oh, tacos. I miss tacos. We do have a Taco Bell actually in Nottingham. It's one of the only few cities in the UK that's actually got a Taco Bell. But yeah, and my friend's mum and dad used to run a franchise of Taco Time when I was in the States. What part does tarot play in your self-care regime? Huge, because my kind of rituals, for want of a better word, that I do particularly in the morning, I do revisit in the evening, but I give more attention, I think, to the time dedicated in the morning than I do when I'm tired and I want to get to bed. It's just how it is. But the whole point for me when I'm working with tarot, that self-care is just part of my getting through the day, you know. So everything that I do is around self-care. So reading the cards in the morning, yeah, you know, I do kind of think, well, what's my day going to look like? What do I need to be mindful of today? What do I need to look out for? What might help me or steer me? All those type of questions that I think about when I'm looking at my 3 cards in the morning. But I also think about, what do I need to bear in mind? What do I need to stay healthy? And that's healthy here as well as healthy here. So tarot plays a huge part really when it comes to self-care, because it's part and parcel of my daily rituals. Which ones would you visit? I'd like just have a look round the world of Deviant Moon. I'd love to go in the Deviant Moon tarot and just have I probably want to come straight back out again. But because I've mentioned before, particularly when I interviewed Patrick, about how they evoke some childhood memories, either from children's books or dreams I might have had when I was a child, I want to go into that landscape. I want to have a look around. And then from an ethereal perspective, I'd love to go into the world of the Shimmering Veil. I love it. I kind of imagine that this is kind of like life after death as well. It's the ethereal worlds, but I'd love to visit inside Shimmering Veil. How are we for time? 10 minutes. How long did you live in the US, Simon? We would spend 6 months, basically. You could only go, if you went on a visitor's visa, you could only stay, back then, a matter of 6 months. But I was going through the whole process of becoming a US citizen, well, dual citizenship. So I'd been through immigration, I paid the money, I'd had my medical and everything like that. But then, you know, things weren't too great with the marriage and we decided to split. But yeah, spent a lot of time, and it was in the northern Utah part, Cache Valley, on the border with Idaho. And I really enjoyed my time spent over there. I like the American culture. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I love living in the UK. I love England. I only say that, you know, because I've only ever been to northern part of Wales, which for the first time ever was last year. I'd never been to Wales before last year. I went to Llandudno and all around that area, Connors Quay. I've only ever been up to Edinburgh in Scotland, and I've never been to Ireland. But I love the history of our country, of the UK. It's steeped in history, and I love the pomp and ceremony that happens here as well with certain events. Okay, what's your favorite on-plan meal and your favorite off-plan meal? My favorite on-plan meal will probably be, let's see, I like burger in a bowl. Quite enjoy that. But I also like mushy pea curry. It's going to gross people out. Diet Coke chicken. I really love Diet Coke chicken. That's a quick and easy one to do. My favorite off-plan meal. And when Jack is asking about off plan and on plan, that's the plan, the Slimming World plan. Would just be cheese on toast. Give me some cheese on toast. Oh, love it. Oh my goodness. Hello, what a lovely blast from the past. Wino and Dollies. Well, Wino and the D word now. Hello, sweet Simon. I was curious if you're getting the Nameless One tarot. And no, I've not heard of it. The Nameless One tarot and Oracle. Not heard of it, but lovely to see you, Libby. How have you been? It's got to be a year since I last saw you, but wow. I love seafood tacos. Unfortunately, the Mexican place near me had the best ones closed down. Mexican food's so nice as well. Mexican is huge. It's not so huge over here, but Mexican is huge in the States. Certainly, where I was in the States, there was lots and lots of Mexican eating houses, restaurants that we went to as well. TV and Moon, that would be terrifying. Ganeshan Village, yeah. I've actually got a deck that's being sent to me at the moment. I think it's called the Little Buddha Tarot. It reminds me a lot of Ganeshan Village, but it looks adorable. It's going to be on Kickstarter soon. And I'm being sent the prototype. And I'm really excited because it's got a little baby Ganesha in there as well. But it's really cute. It reminds me a bit like the Buddha Doodles, if anybody's familiar with them. I love watching UK archaeological shows. Simon, have you ever visited Canada? I haven't, Kay. No. Paul White says, uh-oh, Simon mentioned mushy peas. Is Elle going to be sick now? Okay. So I think we've come to a natural end. But thank you for those fun questions. I love UK history. Mexican food has seemed pricey for me. Yeah, some Thai is quite popular over here. Thai restaurants, and they can be a little bit pricey. But I love Thai food. If I wasn't to go back to Jackie's question, that's not me, by the way. That's someone drilling. To go back to Jackie's question, if it wasn't just cheese on toast, then a Thai meal, probably a yellow Thai curry. Oh, that'd be nice. I like red and green as well, but yellow curry is really nice. Look, thanks for this lovely Saturday chat. Sorry, I was in and out a bit. Planning is happening. Jen, you can be forgiven for not being here when Tarathon is like 15 hours away, 14 hours away, less than. So, I love Cuppa, ketchup and cards. Thank you. It's lovely to have you here, Diane, and thank you to everybody for being here. I'll pull a card. Which aren't those? Let's use Carol's deck, Carol Hertz's deck. Yeah, no, thank you for being here, everyone. It's been lovely just to have a catch up, and just chat about all sorts of stuff like we have done. So yeah, don't forget, if you're coming to Tarathon tomorrow, that it starts 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Who's gonna try and do the full 24 hours? I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna try and make sure Sandra tries. Being as she's with me, I'm not gonna let her go to bed. So that's two of us. 17 hours. Thank you, Jen. Me, says Gypsy Heart Tarot. I love Tarathon time of year. And as Jen will know, it's always very stressful on the build up to it, getting everything sorted and everything like that. But when it arrives, if things don't go wrong, then it's it's amazing. It's lovely seeing all the community come together and just enjoy having that constant stream of people's knowledge and everything else being shared. Simon is gonna bang pots together anytime Sandra tries to. Brown paper bag behind her. Unfortunately, I have to work on Monday. Oh, are you in the States? Sorry, are you in Australia? Because that would be the only time it would affect, really. Because in the US, it will finish during the early hours of Sunday. I hope it's okay to say this. Well, you've said it, whatever you're about to say. The full playlist is now up on my channel. You'll be able to follow along as I'll make sure the current stream is always at the top. Cool. Of course, it's all right to say this. Yeah. Sandra will be grumpy on Monday. She can sleep in the car. No, I needed to keep me awake in the car, driving to the coast for a few hours. I think they're shuffled enough. Oh, we have the Magician. What a fab card to have. So with the Magician, he's telling us, he's reminding us, you have the full power and potential to manifest. The full power and the potential, as well, obviously, as having all the tools around you to do that, but the full power and potential to manifest. I guess there's certain stages that we could go through. The first is to realize it. You know, we have to realize that we can achieve what it is that we're desiring. Okay. It's only when we doubt ourselves and we doubt our abilities that we then start to hinder or even halt any sort of progress. So it's about realizing it and knowing that we've got that power and that ability to be able to manifest. I'm just loving all the beautiful subtle colors in this card as well. Once we realize it, the next stage really is about committing ourselves, because we can't do things half-hearted. If we want to bring something into fruition, if we want something to materialize and we want to manifest, it's okay thinking, well, I've got the power to do it, but we have to then stay really committed and focused on that end goal. Okay. So it's almost like having that sort of single determination to make it happen. The third thing, I suppose, is then just popped up then, block, and I don't know why, but it's obviously a shadow I'm casting on the iPad, this is what I need to do. Focus, focus, focus. Constantly focus until you achieve what it is that you set out to achieve. So with the Magician appearing now, it's act now. Okay. You've got the power, you've got the potential, you've got the tools. Commit and focus, focus, focus. And before you know it, that you desire will be manifest. Okay, so awesome to be with you today. I can't wait to be with you tomorrow in the chat. Thank you again, Jen. I know you're still here, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking Tarot-thon on this year. You'll never really know what a relief that was at such a challenging time. So everybody, please support and let's make this the best Tarot-thon ever. I'm really excited for it, and hopefully I'll see you there and I'll be able to chat with you all in the chats. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments and your questions. Thank you to the moderators for being your awesome selves like you always are. And until next time, well, which will be in a week when I'm back from the seaside, look out for some vlogs or maybe some even impromptu lives from the side of the sea. Go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.